Hey, it's me, unapologetically T. The sky looks beautiful. It looks dark in the car, but it's like this pink, blue, cotton candy-ish deal going on. But yeah, it's beautiful. So we're going to a quinceañera. Well, we're not going, but that's what's we're on the path of. All that trash. That's what we're en route to do. Go to a quinceañera. It will be her first. I've never been. I've only seen them on TV, and they it's like the American equivalent to Sweet 16. So. But y'all, and then I'm gonna go chill with some friends. I'm gonna be my old lady self. I've always wanted to play bingo in person, and I literally play it on my. Well, I used to play it on my phone like nonstop. Yeah, I played games all the time on my phone. Definitely when I was in a deep dark place, and bingo was one of them. And I always wanted to be like the young old person there, but I think Charlotte's gonna be that person because I'm already getting older. So, but yeah, and if it's not bingo, then we're gonna just be still doing some games and stuff like that. So that's fun because y'all know I love to play some goddamn games. So literally, I get to play them in a healthy way with people that I can let my guard down with, and that I, can trust. So like that's what's up. That's dope. They like family. I ain't gotta worry about shit when I'm around them. So that's always beautiful. And we're gonna have a good time and a good day. Things perfectly aligned. So I'm appreciative and grateful of that. That's one of the things that alright, so but yeah, literally you can see me now. I just been in deep thought at different moments out of the day, but like one of the things that came to me like that's amazing is how we are worlds of our own, right? So like your body, your vessel is a physical representation of what we're living in on earth. We're living in a living being. It's a living ecosystem. And so your body is the equivalent of a world. And I was just thinking about how like everybody's living in their own different worlds and stuff like that, and how amazing it is to be able to come in contact with people. And we take that shit for granted. Like we take it so much for granted for our times to align, our free time, and for us to actually cross each other paths. And like everybody comes into your life for a reason, period, point blank. I don't even care if they did some magic and some destiny swapping and they put themselves on your path strategically, manipulatively, like for it to even be allowed. Literally that is something that is happening for a purpose. And so like literally I just was thinking about that today, because like we take that shit for granted for sometimes, like for just our worlds to like collide. And I won't even say collide, but to align and to cross paths. And some of our lives do collide. But that's just magical and beautiful to me. Dope thing. Dope thing.
Like, take a chance.
I always have Dante with me. And anybody who knew him know how much he loved his brother and how much his brother loved him. So when he passed away, that was one of the things that like I didn't even want much. I just wanted sentimental things, which was our books and our pictures. And I remember going to the car and seeing that hanging. I think his stepmom bought that for him. I'd be thinking about getting another one made because I want to look a little old and used, but then I'd be like, that's the same one he had, so like I'll I'll keep it. It got his presence with it. But yeah, always keep my nigga with me. I was thinking about him deeply. His birthday is coming up. I don't know if I did make a video about it, but I don't think I released it. Did I? I don't know. I can't remember if I did or I didn't. But I know I was looking at pictures yesterday, and it was funny because it was a picture of when Charlotte dyed his hair, his beard blue. We got a picture of when she like plaited his. I think I did that. I don't know. I think I or her did it. We plaited his beard. He was over there looking like the Predator. And when we dyed his hair blue, his beard blue, it was like that wax dye type stuff, so he could wash it out. It wasn't that major. But we used to torture that man. And we only did it when he was sleeping. He was never consenting, but he should have consented. He should have consented. It would have been a lot more fun. This time of the year, it is like, it's different. I do thank God that like we was able to separate before he passed away. For many reasons. I wouldn't have wanted to be the one to had to found him passed away. That would have probably been very, very traumatic. That was one of my worst nightmares. And also just for it wasn't a full detachment because I felt like spiritually we were still very, 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 very tied together. And I didn't even feel like no more. Like we were very spiritually tied together. But the physical detachment at least helped a whole lot with trying to grieve. And because I remember when he first passed away, like it was like while living in Richmond, like everywhere I went I was constantly reminded of him because like we literally lived in that city and just frequented that city, so like every fucking place almost just like I remember when we was in the car doing this and it's like like boo-hoo, that's me crying, but it was like it's like oh man, and sometimes I couldn't cry at all, but I was crying in the inside, and it's just like, and I remember what we was doing this day. I remember this. I remember that. And I still have my moments. I could just be doing some random shit. And I ain't even in Richmond. It's just like, I remember when we was doing this. I remember that. I remember that. It's like, I don't know. But that was my dog. That was like my best friend at the time. When toxicity was like literally all I knew. You know, that was my homie. That was another reflection I had last night was this recurring theme of these are the people I love. You can't do nothing to them. You can't harm them. But it was like this cycle of us fucking each other over. And it's just like, that shit don't make sense. And I get it. As far as its roots. However, like, just because some shit was adapted culturally to survive doesn't mean that it must continue. Times change and times shift, and you either get with the shifts and the changes and do better, or your ass get lost in the sauce. And so literally that was another thing that came to me, like, just because some shit was culturally appropriate doesn't mean that it's okay. Doesn't mean that it was okay back then or that it's okay now. And one of the things that came up for me, and I'm gonna always talk about sexual abuse and violence and shit like that, but how in not just the black community, in this world, it was culturally appropriate and acceptable to fucking mess with little girls. And it was a social norm constructed that if she was a teenager, that she was, it wasn't like she's a little girl, and you're still fucking with a little girl. We all know this. Like, we all remember who we were when we was teenagers. Yeah, your hormones is kicked in, but that your mentality is not that good. It's not, the decision making ain't come in good yet. And most of us ain't not even wash our ass properly. So like literally, you're still fucking with a little girl, and so you can't normalize those constructs. Like, you still have countries that's selling child brides. You still have countries that's selling child brides underneath the religion, underneath all these different guises of customs and traditions, and it's just sick and it's sad. But that's when we can't let shit hide underneath these titles, these groups, these identifiers. One of the things that I will say is I see a shift and change in like some of these industries. I see a lot of people waking up that like they don't want the poison. They don't want the poison. And I see a lot of the people that was pushing the poison waking up and saying, I don't want to push the poison no more. I'm so fucking happy. That's great, because that was the whole point of certain industries, like being like, certain industries have been able to monopolize off of us culturally because of our poverty and our us wanting to survive. So like, we'll push the poison to our own, and people just think it's drugs. Nah, it's the music that you make. It's the music that you make. It's the messages you put out there. Like, you're part of the problem if you're pushing the poison. And so and that goes to me and anybody else. But I do see like this shift in that, and I'm here for it. I'm from the streets. Like, I'm from the streets. I grew up with street rules and street mentality and all kind of different mentalities. And literally, I'll say openly, fuck the streets. I love that little wave that's going on. Fuck the streets. And fuck the streets don't mean the people that come from the streets. Fuck the streets means fuck all that fucked up mentality that's keeping us enslaved mentally. All that shit that's having us do all this wicked shit to each other. And we ain't growing and evolving and checking the shit that's actually destroying us. So I really love that little wave that's going on. I pray that there is some flexible permanency in there. So yeah, like, but it's just me thinking about these cycles of abuse that I'm coming up out of. And yeah, that one that I started talking about first was like, you can't fuck with this person, but we'll treat each other like we ain't shit. Like, nah, bro, nah, I don't want it no more. I don't want it no more. If that's what we doing, I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want to be that, and I don't want you to be that to me. Like, I'm good on it. I'm good on that type of love. And I feel like we learned that from the street. We protect our own, but we'll also fuck our own over. Like, no, I'm good. Good on it. You either for me or you're against me, and that's just period, point blank. That's the only way I can see it. I'm gonna protect what I love and what's mine, but I'm gonna also do the hard work that I don't show up and become the person that I love, abuser or enemy. Like, no, I don't want that. I don't want that for me, and I don't want it for the people that I love. I work on me. That shit real sick. And like I said, I get it. I get it where it's coming from. I get the root of it. But it's time that we break the cycles that was given to us. The same way we got fucking generational trauma is the same way we got generational wealth, to break all the chains and curses and reclaim what the fuck is ours. So like, I know who I am. I don't give a fuck about who don't. who don't know who I am keep being in the dark, I'm happy about it. Stay away from me. But I ain't dumbing myself down. I'm not about to if I can't beat them, join them. I don't want none of that shit. I'm being stripped of all that shit. And I thank God for it. It's a lot of shit that I'm working on myself about. I've been more focused on just working on healing myself than anything else. Fuck the money, fuck all that shit. Like, I've been working on just internal work and being a decent person, and trying to strive to be more than decent. For real. I feel like decent is just, that's the bar. I don't ever like to settle at the bar. I wanna be the best I can be. So trust in God that, you know, all that should be worked out. My bad, I went off. I'm back. I might edit that out. But I was damn sure on deep thought. Actually thinking about my child's future. So literally was thinking about our future. But yeah, I've been heavily focused on myself. That's why I ain't even been talking too much. Like, I ain't even been calling out systems. Just deal with that shit. Deal with that shit on the low. Right now, I'm my priority. Right now, I'm my main priority, and that child's. The world will be there. If you don't take care of you, your ass won't be. Your ass won't be. I guess I'm gonna get off here. I ain't got shit to talk about. I do, but it's like I don't have shit to talk about though. Like, it's eternal. It's my shit. I'll keep that shit to myself. And it's almost like I'm being called elsewhere, so I need to handle some thoughts. And then if I feel like it, I'll come back and do another video. But I guess this will be a tease on the thoughts.